Yeah, looking back, it's a good thing you took it that way, because let's be real, that's exactly what it was. Now I see it clearly. This wasn't just some oops moment. It wasn't just a misunderstanding. It was full-blown intimidation. And maybe she didn't sit down at a desk with a pen, cackling like a Disney villain while mapping it all out. But once she pulled that stunt, intent didn't matter anymore. It was a loud, tacky power play with zero finesse. The kind of move you pull when ego is running the whole show. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor before we get into it. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and send this video to someone who needs a fresh reason to side-eye their local mayor. Because today, we're talking about her. Miss Tiffany Super Mayor Henyard, Queen of Coachella cosplay, Empress of empty parking lots, the self-proclaimed headliner of every event you didn't ask for. Buckle up, because this ride gets wild fast. Let's start with her events. Because, baby, she throws them like she's headlining Lollapalooza. Lights, banners, sound systems, the whole nine. But the turnout? Embarrassing. Even when she somehow convinces actual celebrities to show face at her Taste of Thornton spectacle. Guess how many people showed up? 7. Not 70. Not 700. 7. And these weren't even randoms. These were handpicked, probably begged. That's who felt the vibes. So when she hyped it like it was going to be the social event of the year, it was giving delusional energy. Like someone who's already eaten 3 plates, demolished dessert, and still rolls up the buffet like they're starving. That's Tiffany. Starving for the kind of attention reality just won't give her. In her own mind, she's a legend. But in the real world, she's a walking meme. She thought she was gliding toward another political win, but what did she get? Washed. Landslide loss. Not even a nail-biter. And then came the stunt of all stunts. Meet Darren Bosley. He runs a real car show every year. It's got roots, history, and most importantly, people actually show up. Why? Because Tiffany's never laid a finger on it. But this time, she decided to hijack it. Block permits. Told folks to ditch his event and roll up to hers instead. The whole game plan? Redirect the shine and slap her name on the credit. A classic Tiffany move. Nothing original, everything borrowed. That's when things went from shady to straight-up sabotage. And when I say sabotage, I mean concrete, literally. Bosley's show got shut down because someone dropped massive cement barricades in front of the park entrance. Yes, you heard me. Cement blocks. And the park district? They didn't play coy. They pointed the finger directly at Tiffany. Called it what it was. Deliberate. Dangerous. And, honestly, downright petty. This isn't some rookie event. Bosley's been doing it 8 straight years without a hiccup. Paid his $1,000. Got his permits. Followed the rules. And still, he got played. Got a call from Tiffany's right-hand man. Let's be real, it's giving Kamal vibes. I'm not saying he made the call himself, but if anyone was in her ear hyping her up like, merge your event with his and boom, they'll think it's yours. It was him. Now, any normal mayor would have just called Bosley up and said, let's collab. But Tiffany, she doesn't operate like that. Real car shows have culture. They have soul. People show up for the vibe. Tiffany's events, they're like plain oatmeal, dry, boring, and only tolerable if you dump sugar on it. That's why she bribes folks with flat-screen TVs just to get a crowd. And honestly, I'd pull up too, just to watch the chaos. So yes, she tried to force Bosley into merging. Told him to move his whole event to her little Greenwood setup, and everything would be fine. Let's not sugarcoat. Yeah, that was a threat. She wasn't trying to build something together. She wanted the credit. And maybe she didn't consciously think of it as bullying. But if you flip through the political petty playbook, that's exactly what you'd call it. Tiffany moves like she's running a low-budget political mafia. Like she's untouchable. Like her throne is made out of recycled press releases and Instagram flyers. And now, after all that mess, she's probably holed up somewhere, plotting her next PR stunt in a dimly lit basement. Real question is, where is Tiffany? Better yet, what is Tiffany? Because she sure isn't a mayor in the traditional sense. Then Saturday morning hits. Bosley shows up, ready to set up like always. only to find war zone energy. Cement blocks everywhere. Not a couple cones. Not some tape. Full-on concrete barricades. And to add insult to injury, Dolton PD is on standby, ready to tow anything that even dares to park. What is this, a car show or martial law? At this point, it's not about cars anymore. It's about ego, about control. And somehow, the Park District, which isn't even under a jurisdiction, gets dragged into a turf war. All because Tiffany couldn't handle being outshined. And let's be honest, we all know she gave that order. Picture it. Tiffany in a neon vest at 2 a.m. barking orders. Put that one right there. Let him know I'm not playing. Park District President Cleo Jones? He wasn't playing either. Came out swinging, loud and clear. Tiffany Henyard has zero authority over park property. It's not hers. Never was. And he didn't sugarcoat it. He called it exactly what it looked like. Sabotage. Why? Because she had her Flop Fest house music event happening down the block and couldn't stomach being ignored. She needed a distraction, a scapegoat, and Bosley's event was a perfect target. It had the energy hers didn't, the love hers couldn't buy, the culture hers could never fake. So instead of stepping up her game, she tried to tear down his. And that, folks, is why Tiffany's not a mayor. She's a headline waiting to happen. A cautionary tale. A flashing red warning sign. And here's the part that stings the most. It didn't even have to go like this. She could have just picked another date. She could have played it cool. Hell, she could have teamed up with Bosley and made the biggest event the city had seen. But Tiffany, she doesn't do collaboration. Her love language is control. And when she can't control something, she kills it. That's her whole strategy. Not let's build. Not let's grow. Just, how can I shut them down before they outshine me? And when you finally call her out, she pulls the same tired card every single time. They're just hating on me because I'm black, young, and a woman. Girl, no. This isn't about your identity. It's about your integrity. And that's a bill you've been overdrafting for a long time. Bosley just wanted to throw his annual event. A family-friendly tradition he's been building for almost a decade. No drama, no ego, just pure community love. But instead of letting him shine, Tiffany blocked the whole thing just to keep the spotlight from shifting. And let's not pretend that date conflict was some innocent mix-up. Bosley had his event locked in months ago. Then Tiffany swooped in, booked hers on the exact same day. No call, no heads up, no courtesy. When she got called out, she had the audacity to say, "He could just move it to my spot." Move it? Sis, what? Why would he uproot vendors, permits, and weeks of planning just to clean up your mess? That's not leadership. That's lunacy. You're out here playing chess with Uno cards. And those barricades you threw up, that wasn't petty. That was power abuse in real time. Weaponizing city resources to sabotage your own people. That's not a flex, that's a red flag. And folks are finally calling it what it is. Bullying. And this ain't new. Remember the taxpayer-funded charity March to Springfield? Fox 32 dragged her for staging a clout parade with public money and trying to pass it off as service. That's not outreach. That's narcissism. If I could tell Tiffany one thing, it would be this: get together. This isn't power, it's chaos. While real folks are grinding to uplift the community, you're swinging hammers and burning bridges just to keep your face in the frame. And when someone checks you, you pull out the same dusty line. I care about the people, but you can't even say it with eye contact, and it sounds as fake as it looks. Empty words, empty heart, full bank account. And that's the kicker. You had it all. Nearly $400,000 a year. But instead of serving, you started funneling. $100,000 to your boyfriend Leotes, contract for your crew, turning public service into a family business. And even then you still fumbled it. Now the village of Dolton? Silent. No statements, no accountability, just crickets. But the park district president? Oh, he's talking. And he's talking lawsuits against Tiffany and the village. And as they should, because she's violated so many lines, the map doesn't even show them anymore. That's why lawsuits follow her like shadows. And when she's pressed, her response: "It's not me being sued, it's the village." Wow. But here's the twist. She might be hiding now, but somebody knows where she is. The feds. They're watching. They've got receipts, wire transfers, and one thing Tiffany doesn't have: patience. And when they pull up, it won't be with warnings. It'll be with warrants. Quiet, cold, final. So yeah, let her throw her little parties. Smile for the gram. Soak in those last moments. But when that knock comes, she won't see it coming. Anyway, I'm out. Mama loves you. Stay woke. Stay sharp. Stay dangerous. Peace.